Alright, cameras on, gang. So, the beginning question for your journal for this lab that we're about to start goes as following. I call it cookie crumbles. Imagine you have a whole cookie. Obviously, these are your choices right here. Obviously, I'm not saying it's one over the other, because obviously I originally made this on a Google form, but anyway, imagine you have a whole cookie. You break the cookie into tiny pieces and crumbs. You weigh all of the pieces and crumbs. How do you think the weight of the whole cookie compares to the weight of all the cookie crumbs? Choose the best answer. You have three possible answers. Either A, the whole cookie weighs more than all of the cookie crumbs. You have B, all of the cookie crumbs weigh more than the whole cookie. And then C, the whole cookie and all of the cookie crumbs weigh the same. So those are your three options. And of course, at the end, describe your thinking, provide an explanation for your answer. So just a quick explanation for why you think either A, B, or C. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Doing that, I'm going to bring the marbles around for you to draw. Again, just take your time, as I see people are still typing, so take your time to finish typing. When everyone's done typing, we'll have a brief discussion.
Really marble.
Trevor, are you losing your marbles again?
I've never had them to begin with, Mr. Earl.
Okay, well, as long as we're on the same page.
These people know me all my life, and even if
Oh,
I've never
yeah.
had them.
Oh, that's yours, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, I guess I'll just keep that in mind then.
I don't trust myself. You want us to name the activity Cookie Crumbles?
If you want to, sure. Huh?
This is making me
Sorry.
hungry. Are we gonna actually take a cookie and break it?
No.
Oh,
I wasn't thinking about this. I didn't have time to run to the store last night. I literally got home and
What the
had
heck
to
is
shovel
that?
the driveway. And actually, I left Matthew over at the neighbors, who's where the daycare's at, until I got the driveway shoveled, and then went and got him. So
What the heck
there it
is
was.
that?
Get home, feed him, feed me, do dishes,
It is wolf.
respond to some emails for the tournament, feed him, put him to bed, and then I think I got one journal entry graded last night, and that was about it. So I'm continuing to whittle them away one by one, but again, next week when we're done, when I'm all done with this tournament thing, I'll be putting the hammer down and getting your guys' stuff graded. Does anyone need more time typing? Okay. All right, time for a little first hour instant poll then. Time for a little first hour instant poll. Let's see where everyone's at here. Okay, so either eyes closed or heads down or something of that sort. So again, you have a whole cookie. You break the cookie into tiny pieces and crumbs. You weigh all the pieces and crumbs. How do you think the weight of the whole cookie compares to the total weight of all the cookie crumbs? Choose the best answer. So, how many for A? The whole cookie weighs more than all of the cookie crumbs. Okay, put your hands down. One more time for A. I'm sorry, I thought I missed a hand. So raise your hands high if you chose A.
Can you repeat the question?
Response A was the whole cookie weighs more than all of the cookie crumbs. That was response A. Okay. Go ahead and put it down. How many for response B? All of the cookie crumbs weigh more than the whole cookie. How many for B? Put your hands down. How many for response C? The whole cookie and all of the cookie crumbs weigh the same. You put them down, and you can open your eyes again. Okay, that's consistent with my numbers, so, okay. So, what we're going to do then is we're going to do a lab, obviously based on this question. So, it'll be a 3-part lab.
What are we going to use?
No, I'm sorry, a 4-part lab, excuse me. A 4-part. It's something I forgot to do. Shut this off. So tell you what, why don't I get the marbles while everyone's dropping them down? Oh, God. Oh, then I drop.
Everybody's losing marbles today. I'm not.
Okay, Jason. How many have green? Chanel, Jason, and Trevor. How many for, I think there's blue also. Carter, Heather, Tyler. Okay.
Thank you.
Is there white? Did I put white in there? Okay, Rodney and Ryan. And then there should be, I believe, a red. Is there a red color? Red, yellow? Okay. So yellow is Kira and Jake. Okay. Alright. So again, this lab actually is in 4 parts. Okay? Okay? So part 1 we'll be dealing with the steel wool.
So it's not going to be how the cookie crumbles, it's going to be how the wool crumbles.
Okay? So what you'll do then, yes, is you'll take one of these pieces of either this stuff, stainless steel pot scrubber, or an SOS pad, weigh it at It's basically steel wool with soap added to it. It's used in scrubbing kitchen pans. Third hour, I'm going to go up and either run to McElroy's and pick up some more SOS pads or something like that, at least, just so that way I've got them. But anyway, you'll take either your steel wool deal or your your pot cleaner, I guess that's what you can call it, stainless steel scrubbing pad. So you'll take your pad and you'll mass it on the scale whole, and then you'll take and spread it apart and then mass it as you have it spread apart.
Are you just gonna take the wool apart? You want it taken apart, just like
Pull it
torn-
apart. So
Just torn apart into pieces.
Just stretch it, don't tear
yeah, you don't have to actually pull it apart. Just kind of stretch it out. Yeah. Intriguing. Provocative. Yeah. That's a good thing. Act comfortable. You don't have to.
Patty.
This is just like this would just be like those people that are absent are right here in class with us. Okay. So you can act goofy or whatever you want to do.
Okay. Don't tell Chief.
We have video proof I have lost my marbles.
Yes, we have video proof that Trevor lost his marbles. So then, not to mention, if you're gone that day too, hopefully you can also get a laugh then, even though you may not feel the grades.
Yeah.
Okay. So anyway, so that's what you'll do for the part one. Again, weigh it whole, and then take and spread it apart, and weigh it after you spread it apart. Everyone clear on that part?
Yeah.
Okay. So that's part one. Part two. Dissolved sugar. Actually, I think for the rest here, I'll come back here to where, since I'll have the materials back here.
Easier bringing the materials to you.
I also need to buy some more sugar, I see.
Are you gonna turn the camera?
About out of sugar.
Hello, people in the video world.
Whoa, up close. Let's bring it back.
I don't like anything.
Here, if someone wants to kind of help focus it on what I'm doing over here, please. Much appreciated.
Okay, you can't see your head right now.
Okay, or you can just kind of hold it on me to see what's going on. So you'll need the following. You'll need a plastic vial.
Okay.
Obviously the vials are in the basket over here, and there's caps for them and everything. Of course, you'll need your balance. You'll need sugar. And of course, water. So when you take and you dissolve sugar in water, what appears to happen to the sugar? It appears to disappear. So, obviously, we're going to try to figure out, well, what happens then to the mass of the object if that sugar is dissolved? Okay? Okay? So then, what I want you to do is...
Normally the sugar will just sink to the bottom and it accumulates around the bottom of the cup.
How about this, actually? I take that back. You'll need 2 vials.
Yeah.
Put the sugar in one of them. Fill it about half full of water for the other one. Put them both on the scale. So that way you've got the mass of both of them. Then pour the water into the sugar. Dissolve it, and then put both vials back on here. So that way you're accounting for the mass of that empty vial. Yeah, Jason? Yep. Did I answer your question then? Awesome. Cool. Okay. So, any questions about that? Okay. So again, you'll want a before mass and an after mass. So in each case, obviously, you're going to want a before mass and an after mass. So the steel wool, you'd want the mass of the ball and then the masses spread out, before and after. In this case here, obviously, you'd want the masses of the two objects before they're combined and after they're combined. So hence, that's why you want the empty vial here for the after, so that way you're accounting for the mass of that vial. Okay. Part 3 is ice and water. Okay, so you'll need a vial again for this. Actually, what you could do is, when you're done with the sugar water one, you could just use that vial for it. Okay? Or we may actually want to leave this one for tomorrow, because this one tends to take a little longer to do. Because ultimately what you're doing is you're taking a piece of ice, putting it in your vial, and then putting the vial, you'll want a cap on, obviously. In all of them, I'd say make sure you're using your caps. Put on the scale, get your before mass, let it melt, get your after mass. Now, to speed up the process, what you can do is you can go to that sink over there, as it has hot water, and the hot water will help you to melt it a little quicker. But again, I'd recommend you wait to do that one tomorrow, as that one's going to take a little while longer, and by the time I get you guys going, you'll only have about 10 minutes or so. Yes, Trevor?
I'm gonna get a picture of the faucet for him.
So, anyway, whichever group does that tomorrow can obviously
Arr.
get your picture there. So,
They're gonna have a lift shot.
yeah. So that is the mass of ice and water. That, again, that's part 3. Questions on that?
So we're gonna have one vial with ice and one with water then?
No,
Or
just
one?
one vial.
Alright.
Ice, and then, so that way that's your before, let it melt, and then that's your after. Okay? Last part, part 5, or no, part 4, excuse me, part 4. Mass of a precipitate, and yes, I will happily spell precipitate up on the board when I'm done going over that. Which will work out perfectly because I think I may need to make some more for the other classes. Okay, so for this one, you'll want 2 vials. Take a dropper full of one, put it in the one vial. A dropper full of the other, then put it in the other empty vial. Put the 2 vials on the scale. Get their before mass. Put one of the chemicals into the other. Both vials back in the scale. Get their after mass. Okay? Questions on that one?
So you just mix the two substances?
Yeah. That's really all that you're doing with that one. So really you can actually probably do parts 1, 2, and 4 today, and then part 3 tomorrow. Or if you only get 2 of them done, that's fine, whichever. I'm not too worried because obviously I know we're going to have to do part of this tomorrow. So. Questions at all for what you're doing in the lab? No? Okay. I guess the other thought was, since there's only about less than 10 minutes left, I'll leave it up to your groups today. Since I know obviously for you guys I assigned the homework assignment today. Do you want to start on the lab right now, at least to get a little bit into it, or do you just want to work on your homework assignment?
Homework.
Okay, I'll let you go that route. So go ahead, shut the video off. We'll call that good for today.
Alright, hit the red button.
Hit the red